when the gold stealing was flourishing, there was more sport in Kalgoorlie than I suppose in any part of the world. Everybody was getting a little bit of what we used to say gim, which meant gold.
Is that really what gim is?
Gim is gold.
And it's not the amalgam, or is it just...
Oh, well, gim means amalgam, stone, anything containing gold.
Oh, I see.
And, of course, the ordinary fella, he would get the stone, or he would, if he was working in a battery, he would get the amalgam. See, that's what that was. And they would not be able to treat it themselves because it was too big of a job, and then they might be caught with a plant on their premises by one of the bosses might come in or somebody, and then later on the police was watching for them and paid them to trade in their stuff, which they got £1 a ounce for amalgam at the time. And then they would bargain on the specimen gold as to what they would decide between the seller and the buyer as to what it was worth. And it was always in favour of the buyer.
Oh, it would be, wouldn't it?
He would have the last say, because if they didn't sell it to him, well then they was left with it. So it had to be sold. And that was the way it went on. Well then, all these people had money accumulating. And of course, sport was romping, there was tug of war, big teams at all these places, the Horseshoe in the Carrington there with RSL is today.
Is that where it is, with the RSL?
Yeah, and
is that what was that, the Carrington Running Ground?
Carrington Running Ground. And then at the halfway was one there next to that old hotel there, and that was a big place, tug of war and foot running. Later on, we got the Whippets.
I'm interested in the Whippets.
Billy goat racing. And
did they pull carts or did they just race?
Yes, I used to make my own cart. And I used to run my goat, and there was another goat the same name as mine.
What was the name?
Possum. And they were both good goats. But I was simply running, you might say, for bookmakers. I could get more money sometimes for not winning
than
winning. So, of course, I used to look, never thought I was doing anyone any harm or anything, but it was just the money. My brother was one of their most outstanding runners. He, in the last Kalgoorlie 100, he was back to win £900. Ruth Naylor used to run these £100 handicaps here in the Kalgoorlie Oval, and on the last one he sent a fellow named Shaw over here as a ring-in to clean the whole thing up for him. So anyhow, my brother opened up at the night of the race at 4-1 on. And Shaw, you could write your ticket. You'd get about 4 or 5 to 1 short. Now, the betting changed all of a sudden, and it was odds on Shaw after all this money got set. And our trainer, he was not capable of working his head in that direction. And he could have went to Shaw when the betting changed and had a talk to him, which other trainers would have done, and they could have reversed the scale altogether, and they could have won a terrific amount of money because there was no limit to the betting in those days. The sky was the limit. And Gus Gay was a bootmaker in Boulder. He had a boot shop. He was a man that had a lot of money, and he was our punter. Well, anyhow, Shaw won this race, and the night I went down with my brother to collect the stake money, and Shaw went crook about his train and not coming and seeing him. He said he would only get his fare and living and a few pounds given to him where he should have got a lot of money out of it. So that was that. Well, my brother went over to the eastern states and he was rung in over there in the store, one of the store's gifts. And they dyed his hair, and there was a fellow named Bunny Hare here, was the best runner, I suppose, or he'd be a world champion, only that he was a fellow who drank a lot, and he'd get full the night before the race. And he said he would know my brother wherever he saw him run. Well, he was over in Store Gifts, but he didn't recognise him. I think he won the heat.
Was this so that they wouldn't back him heavy? It was to do,
Yeah, so that the ones that took him over there would get the betting, you see.
I see.
Well, anyhow, somebody recognised him at the finish, whoever it was, we don't know. But instead of them going up to him and asking him what they were doing and having their money on him and keep quiet, they reported it and he had to sign an affidavit. He signed that, but they had to take him away, so he nicked away.
What did he have to sign the affidavit for? Just
To
to
say
say who
that-
it was?
Yeah, his name and everything, and give his correct name and everything, you see. So anyhow, he went away.
He didn't race in.
No, he never run. So he went, I think it was Tassie or some other place, and he got rubbed out, but he run in my name, and I was rubbed out for life,
Oh, that sounds right.
disqualified for life. So, but all these races, the cockfighting, pigeon racing, they'd even bet on anything, no matter what it was.
Do you think it was mainly because the money was coming in a lot from Scotland?
Yeah, it was the money coming in that allowed all of this to take place. Everyone enjoyed themselves. Mum and Dad and all the kids had everything they wanted. And of course, trips, holidays, sporting. And then at the finish here, they stopped the bookmakers on the foot running and all that, and that was the end of the sport. And then of course the gold detectives came in, and that tightened it up, and the money got scarcer and scarcer, and that's what it finished up. It all got wiped out. And do you know that all the big theatre here, Ricketts, vaudeville company come here,
Which do you mean? Which theatre?
up in Cremorne Theatre,
Yeah, Ricketts.
and they would have the stars of the world come here. They'd come direct to Kalgoorlie, and then they'd play in Perth and them places after. But they'd come here first because the money was.
Money was here. And in the Cremorne, can you remember that being built?
No, I don't know.
Was it built before you, when you
Yeah.
remember it? Well,
Right.
I think it was built pretty
Built-
early.
Built like before my time.
Oh,
Well, I could have been here, but I've never seen it.
well, it
no.
must have been built very
Yeah.
early.